Okay, everybody, here we go. It's me, Gregory Mannarino, post-market wrap-up on this Thursday, July 27, 2023. It's going to be great and lovely. We have so much to talk about. I have a nice graph for you. I'm going to outline this whole farce with regard to this GDP number that we got today that the mainstream propaganda ministry is, like, frankly, orgasmic over. It's just another distraction and a deception. We're going to talk about Christine Lagarde oil. We're going to talk about her, uh, and a whole bunch of other things as well. Let's start off with this. Kind of an interesting day earlier, um, before the MMRI crossed the dreaded 250 line. This market was off to the races. The Dow was up like nearly 200 points. Then we were going in and out of, like, just below 250, above 250. The market started to get rattled here. And then we got a spike to 256. Market reversed abruptly. Dow finishing lower by about 240 points. But so what are we talking about? Nearly 450 point swing with regard to the Dow Jones Industrial Average, although the NASDAQ on a percentage basis got hit the worst. Let me just say this right off the bat, and you know this, and we've seen it before over and over and over again. Right here and now, action must be taken by the Federal Reserve. They have three options. Three. You want to hear what those three options are? How many of you? You want to hear what those three options are? I'm going to tell you what they are. Number one, they do something with regard to pressuring the relative strength of the dollar. They need to weaken the dollar. That's number one. Thank you, Jonathan Hart. Number two, and this is in no particular order. So one, as I said, they could weaken the dollar. Two, they could buy more debt, which is more than likely the scenario that we're looking at here. We'll see the 10-year yield come down with just about 4% on the 10-year yield right now. Or three, the Federal Reserve has a trading desk. They don't frolic in front of it. They don't play in front of it. No, they buy the market. So they could buy stocks. So the Fed definitely has options here to do something, but action, one of these three things, or a combination of those three, must happen to prop up this stock market. Again, they can't just let this go. If we see an uncontrolled sell-off here in the debt market, and you see yields spiking, well, then that's it. Then the market's going to melt down, and it's going to sweep the globe. Period. Okay. But of course, there might be, and just, maybe a black swan event, some outlying thing here. Oh, that's the reason. That's why it's happening. So I think we're pretty clear on this. And, you and I, we've been through so many of these kind of escapades where the MMRI crosses 250. Again, they've revealed their hand to us so many times. Today is yet again another clear example of what we already know. 250 is that line where the market doesn't like it. If they do manage to keep risk at bay, something we've been speaking about since Sunday, my markets are look ahead, this market's going to go higher, much, much higher. If they do not take action, one of those three things, do something do something with the relative strength of the dollar, buy more debt, suppress the 10-year yield, or buy stocks. And, like I said, they can do a combination of these. It's just going to end. I do not believe they're going to allow it to end here. I just don't foresee this because, again, we're in an election cycle. They're going to try to get that thing reelected. It doesn't matter who. We have no choice. They've already selected the new president. You all know that. We just have to wait and see who they choose. Who did they choose? I wonder who it could be. You see, it's the illusion of choice. You have no choice, okay? Period. Now, look at this. All my beautiful friends are here. Magic Mika, Lava News. Perry's here. Where's Lord Humongous? Lord Humongous. Did Lord Humongous abandon us? Dude, I mean, no Lord Humongous. We're going to have a talk to him. Sprinkler Man, get in touch with Lord Humongous. Tell him to get his freaking rear end over here. All right? Over here. You got me? Otherwise, we're going to have to whack him. We're going to whack him. All right. Anyway, so On the back of this, the market, which was a whipsaw today, and the MMRI now crossing 250, we got cryptocurrencies pretty much across the board falling under pressure. Gold and especially silver got hit. But guess what happened? Crude oil got bid higher. Oh, I'm just so surprised that crude oil is getting bid up here. How about no? You and I have been well aware of this before anybody else. Check my old videos. We went over how crude oil is going to go up and up and up. $80. We're there now. We're going higher, much higher. Period. I think we're pretty much right. Scott Heller. I think we're on the same page with this. So Christine Lagarde, gag oil. She came out today and did her little thing as the European Central Bank, followed in lockstep with the Fed, raising 25 basis points, a token hike, which means nothing. But what I took away, I don't know how many of you had the displeasure, near vomiting, displeasure to listen to it open this pie hole. What is it anyway? What is that thing over there? I don't know. Maybe you can tell me. But there was a couple of questions posed to it regarding the balance sheet. Oh, when is the ECB going to start reducing its balance sheet? Oh, of course not. Now speaking about balance sheets, so we know the Federal Reserve, this whole thing has been played up. The Federal Reserve's balance sheet shrinking. The Federal Reserve's balance sheet is shrinking. Now, understand, you know this again better than anybody. The Fed has two balance sheets, just like most corporations do. They have the public balance sheet, the one you can look at, and then they have their off balance sheet, kind of stuff they like to hide. Okay. Now, according to this is a graph of the Fed's balance sheet going back to 2008. You see this little spike here? That little spike? That was the great financial crisis. Look at this spike. That's COVID. All right. Isn't that interesting? Anyway, look at the trajectory here. Now, if you recall, during this little dip here, there was the euphoria. Oh, the Fed's reducing its balance sheet. Then all of a sudden, they just happened to spring COVID on us, and look what happened. You see, this is because central banks, in this case, the Fed, must inflate. You all know this. Now we shot up, and now we get this little kind of a dip here. Again, the Fed's balance sheet shrinking. The Fed's balance sheet shrinking. No. This is going to turn, and this is going to go much, much higher. Now, what I want to know is, what are they going to? They're going to fling another financial crisis at us, another COVID at us, or some other nonsense to spike again. The Fed must inflate. Must. Let me just say this again. Must. In order to keep the system functioning, central banks must inflate. You know this again better than anybody on the face of the earth. So all the nonsense and the crap that they fling at you, that they hope you're going to believe, is just, again, more deceptions, more distractions. But again, I don't have to tell you that. Central banks cannot stop this. This is what they all must do. And it's their goal anyway, to buy it all, to own it all, and they must inflate. Because again, going back to what we discussed, I think it was on Sunday, there is no chance on this earth, off the earth, or aliens coming down from anywhere, where our lovely caring representatives are going to cut spending. Speaking about spending, you see how I segued into this? Now, this is what I want to talk about. So sit back and just kind of, let me calm down a moment here, because I'm getting a little hyper. Let's talk about this. So we got this GDP number today. Oh, it's orgasmic. I'm spraying my shorts all over the place. Yeah, of course I am. So this GDP number came in better than expected at 2.4%. Oh, before we even move forward from there. Okay, so they want us to be gleeful and happy. They also want us to eat bugs and dog poop. Okay, that GDP came in at 2.4%. Now, according to their own numbers, inflation is higher than 2.4%. So we're actually negative with regard to GDP, or weighed against GDP. But that's great. It's fantastic. You know why? Because they're telling you. But you see, what they won't explain to you with regard to this fabulous GDP number, and it's so great. And again, the mainstream propaganda, they're double fist feeding you to the elbow in every single one of your freaking orifices, how great this is. But the fact of the matter is, they will not tell you that government spending is a major factor here with regard to GDP. Government spending is off the Richter scale with no cuts at all, ever. Okay, we've added $1 trillion to the debt since they came up with this fantastic deal, between the red and the blue, and because everything's great, and it's definitely a two-party system because they're telling you that because it's only a one party in reality. Okay, I think we're on the same page with this. So not only this miraculous, pathetic, honestly, GDP number that came in and they're trying to sell you that is fantastic. This is government spending, and it's also something else. Something else that you are not supposed to know about. And can anyone guess what I'm about to tell you? It's corporate spending. These mega corporations here, they're trying to erase small businesses here. This is the real reason why these rate hikes are happening. It's to crush the consumer, limit the availability of credit to the consumer and to small businesses, again, to fulfill the corporate agenda. So you have a double whammy here with this great GDP number. Number one, it's government spending. Number two, it's corporate spending because, again, they're fulfilling their agenda. Period. I know that you're laughing when you see these numbers get flashed across the screen and how they try to. I mean, you can't make it up. You sit there and you watch what comes out of the mouth of these talking heads who are sitting there reading a script. What does the script tell me? Oh, okay, it says this, so I have to say this and tell everyone what it says because I'm so smart. Yeah, that's what it is. Make it up. Make it up. You can't. No one can make this stuff up. It's impossible. Oh, yes. And then there's all other things going on. So on the economic front, for 24, are you ready for this one? For 24 of the last 25 months, pending home sales have been in decline. Oh, but that's a sign of a really strong economy. No, you know it is because they keep telling you that too. You see the distractions, the deceptions, all this stuff that you and I spoke about at the end of last year. At the end of last year, we outlined right here how we would see more deceptions, more distractions, more outright frank lies being flashed at us through the TV, the programs that are trying to program your brain into thinking that, oh, I must be insane because what they're saying must be right, even though it's not what I'm seeing. And they're telling me everything is great and inflation is coming down, but I must be wrong and they must be right because they're the authority figures and they're on TV. Yeah. How about no? You can't make this stuff up. It's impossible to do. Now, also on the economic front, so we, every single week, I want you to think about this. All right. It's interesting how they set this stuff up. Man, I'm sweating. Every week, they tell us the first time unemployment claims. They do this on a weekly basis for a reason. If they did this on a monthly basis, like, okay, this month, first time unemployment claims came in at X, the number would seem a lot more dramatic. So we got this 214,000 number today. Now let's just, every week it's over 200,000. If they were to tell you, let's say on the first of every month, well, last month, first time unemployment claims came in at over 800,000. Well, that sounds really kind of like, whoa, hold on. You see, they can't do that. They have to, spoon feed you in baby spoons. Let's feed you with the baby spoons. Is this way you can swallow it? Oh, it really tastes good. Oh, it's lovely. Do you see? Nobody can say that I am normal around here, but I think you get the situation and people. Again, look, all of this stuff. Let me ask you, you and I, most of you are with me for my morning and my live post market here reports here. Does any of this stuff surprise you? Any of it at all? I don't think it does, because if you look back as far as you want to go, it's all the stuff we've been talking about. It's all the stuff that we've been expecting to happen. I mean, just like with the MMRI, we break 250, bam, the stocks get hit. I mean, there are so many. I can't believe that there are actually naysayers to the MMRI. Meanwhile, I mean, you can't count how accurate it is. Every time we hit this 250 mark, bam, you get stocks are getting hit. Again, it's a very simple calculation here. It's the relative strength of the dollar in real time, the 10-year yield in real time with a little neat little thing I put in here, and it just flashes a nice number at you. And we've been over this stuff, people. Exactly. Anyway, I'm a believer now. Yeah, look, it works. It's a neat little tool. And again, I don't think I really sincerely doubt on massively that any government entity is following the MMRI, but the Federal Reserve does follow the relative dollar strength. Obviously, they're following the 10-year yield that's manipulated all day, and those are the main components of the MMRI. So they might as well be watching it. Maybe they freaking are, because every time this phenomenon occurs, bang, this is what's going on. Anyway, look, we covered so much here today, people. I don't even know what else to talk about here. So, but let me ask you before I let you go, what do you think of this? What do you think of this? What do you think of this spike? Again, this is the financial crisis. Can you even see it? But you can sure as hell see this one, huh? That's the convid. And now then we shut up. We got this little bit of a dip here, but look at the freaking trend. You see, they don't want you to know the trend. This is just since 2008. You want to go back even further? This thing goes up like a freaking hockey stick. I'd be waiting for something here. All right, black swan, some other kind of thing that they can point the finger at. Again, this market has no bearing on reality. The distortions that exist today in the price action of everything because of the rigging and frank manipulation of the debt market by central banks around the world, it's just too much. It really is. You can't. There's no pullbacks in the market anymore. There's no such thing as corrections anymore. Maybe this is the beginning of something. We have not had a pullback or a correction in this market, and I can't remember when. It's just up, 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 up. It's not normal for a market to react like that. And again, what's going on is we have a cratering economy by their own numbers, by every freaking thing they fling at us, okay? But then at the other side of the mouth, they're telling us how great we are and how strong our economy is. And, everyone's rich and everyone's just doing great. And that's true because they're telling you. And prices are getting lower, and they are, again, because they're telling you. It doesn't matter what you're spending. No, you're wrong. You're absolutely wrong. Yeah, maybe I have lost my mind just a little bit. But who can stay sane in this? I mean, if you don't bank failures, let's talk. You don't want to talk more about that? I'm glad you brought that up, William. It's not over. None of this is over. They're just consolidating. They're doing this in stages. Okay, just bear with me a moment. We understand. You and I predicted what would happen to the banking system before anyone else. That's a fact. Look at my old videos where we outlined right here why we were going to start to see trouble in the banking system or potentially failures. And why was that? You remember? No deposits, no loans, and no deals. Because our economy is, frankly, it's over. It's dead. And just the market being propped up on easy money, again, has disconnected it from reality. But that's not over with. They're now consolidating the banking system, and they're doing this. They don't want you to know what's going on. All right. They're going to keep a lot of this stuff hidden from you. Then we have this whole other thing going on with commercial real estate, which, I mean, look, the big banks are in trouble with regard to no deposits, no loans, and no deals, period. Now you have this whole commercial real estate thing that's going to rear its ugly head at one point. There's just no doubt about it. And, exactly. Zombie freaking banks. They got to prop all this whole thing. It's a zombie system. And I think we're pretty much aware of that. People, help me out here. I got 1,341 people watching and only 479 thumbs up. Let's do something with that. All right. I really need, and I'm not lying, I need those thumbs up. It gets we need these thumbs up. By those thumbs up, get the video out there. YouTube algorithms pick it up. People like the video, they show it. Without those thumbs up, we're really in a lot of trouble. And I count on all of you to do that. I really appreciate that. Thank you, Sprinkler Man. Thank you for all of you who do go out above and beyond to get this stuff out. I really appreciate that. Magic Mika, Lava Girl, all of you, all my beautiful friends. All right. Anyway, people, that's pretty much where we stand. I mean, we cut a real lot here, yeah, and we've gone over some of the questions as well. So what I'm going to do? Let me tell you something. Okay, right now it is 4:24 Eastern time. In roughly an hour from right now, I will be screaming across the quarter mile at like 7,000 RPM. I'm going drag racing right now. I'm going to go change. I got my car ready to go. I'm going to race my 69 Camaro time machine. I want to get this thing into, maybe I can run a 1070 today. We'll see. I'll keep you all posted. Anyway, that's where we're at, people. And I'll keep you on top of it. Yes, I will wear my safety belt and my helmet and all that fun stuff. All right. So hey, if any of you are around Bradenton Motorsports Park, look for me. My Camaro is purple. It says time machine across the door. You can't possibly miss it. Anyway, that's it, people. Love you a lot from the heart. Thank you for the boosts here. Thank you, Phil. Yeah, well, it's sometimes in life you got to do things, Phil. It was time to go. Anyway, I like that Magic Mika with the purple. Pretty slick, 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 slick. Love all of you guys. I mean that. Thank you. I will see you in the morning for my usual. And I want to hear from you. Ponder all the things we've just spoken about. It was a lot. Okay. Let me know what you think. What do you see? Are you seeing the same things as me, or am I in Lagargoyle land, Lagagoyle land? Thank you, Maury. I appreciate that. All right. I'll see you all tomorrow morning. I'm out of here. That was good.